Everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going on to Bitcoin. Big of the CoinsKid crew. So Bitcoin's doing incredibly well, isn't it? It keeps tapping them highs, keeps making new highs as well, which is amazing, which is basically price discovery. At some point, if we can get the continuation and break out the consolidation pattern, Bitcoin will go into price discovery. So this is the parabolic stage. This is the parabola that I've been talking about for so long. The verticalness in the chart that is kind of revealing itself across the board right now, isn't it? So I've looked at this opportunity for a very long time. I did relay this message to you way back last year in January, that if I'm correct, this is a massive blow off top right now for Bitcoin. So, I've made a data point here to rely on data, not emotion, or the fact that we've got, distribution schematics being thrown around left, right, and center at every single peak level of resistance. So again, I think distribution will come in, and when we do have it, there'll be clues basically. But until then, in every single look for us, and every single, all-time high, I do personally rely on data basically, and this is why I've made this CKR rating for you. So what we've got is 69 currently, sitting a bit of a rude number, and then the EMA. I'm looking for these 2 points here, these 2 data points. I'm looking for them to get to really dark and overextended into the sort of pushing towards 100 zone before I even think about taking any profit off the table here for Bitcoin. Obviously, if we start to see other things in the price action, then the data will start to be invalidated. But at the minute, data, not emotion, just relying on data, which is what's made us so much money in this space so far. Again, the data of the point in January of 2023, I did make a video early in the week right there. All I was looking for on the way down in that C wave, for those that have been with the channel, was one close above a 20-week EMA. We got that one close above a 20, boom, impulsive move. And it was right. Okay, it was a beautiful move. We never lost a 20 from that point. We did incredibly well. So this is why the EMA is inside of my metrics right now. So looking at Bitcoin going forward, I'm looking for this to get into 100, this to get to 100, really overheated, and then I'll just rely on the data unless we see the price action reveal otherwise, basically. So we'll kick back and relax. So you can clearly see at the moment retail is starting to pick up a little bit. We've got the Pi cycle 67, retail 43, RSI 76, CBI 80, greed. So these main metrics that everyone looks at, the fear and greed and the CBI, they're really overextended, but they can stay overextended for a very long time. So what I'm looking for is the CKR to hit 100, the EMA as confluence of these two in the 100 zone right there, pushing up, really overextended, really overheated. I'll walk away from this crypto market basically, especially for Bitcoin. Let's dive into the Bitcoin chart, see what we can see, okay? So looking at Bitcoin on daily time frame, everything's playing out like an absolute boss so far, isn't it? There's a video that I made recently, the parabolic stage, it's in the channel right there from a few weeks back, that if we start to take out this line just there, this level of resistance, we should rally into that level on the sweet spot at the all-time high. Look at that with the green line, and that's exactly what we're doing. So what we're looking for here to confirm my parabolic blow off top for Bitcoin, and the fact that we could put in a vertical within this time frame on this yellow line in July, we're looking for one thing, really simple: get our ass above that green line. Okay, that's the 350 MA of the Pi cycle Bitcoin top basically. So what we've got, 68619, we see one close above that from this point. Wow, that's where the mania begins, the big vertical in this chart, okay, and at which point we could be looking at Bitcoin doubling in a very, very short period of time, because typically this is what we do. So I've gone through this with you in the previous video, the parabolic video right there, the base 1, the base 2, the base 3. So from this point here, this is where we typically, in a parabolic curve, which is what we've got here, okay, and this is something I've drawn in another chart, that once we break that, that's the get out signal as well. The price structure is breaking down, but equally from this base 3, we do typically double in a very short period of time for Bitcoin. Now, if we take a look at the historical data of closing back above that green line on that crossroads, that is typically where Bitcoin doubles as well. It's not bullshit, it's not hopium. We take a look, we're right there right now, creating a consolidation pattern at this point, like we did way back then, in 2020, right there, before getting our ass above and then putting a big parabolic move right there for Bitcoin. So again, I wish everyone most luck. What we're looking for here, if we go down to the left, you can clearly see here as well, once you get your ass above the green line, the parabolic stage begins, and this is where you start to go vertical in the big up thrust in the bull market. It's until you start to break down below the green line. Look at that's the time to get out. So again, I think that the price structure for that particular scenario will be obviously lower than the key data points that we're relying on. So again, it is all about price structure. Please remember that, and I'll try and relay you, any bearish setups or anything like that I see. But at the moment, we've got a little sneaky close above, got rejected, come back down, and right now we're trying to get our ass back above that green line. Look how significant that resistance is. Look at that, resistance, resistance, resistance. So what I'm looking at here, and this is something I did expect, some kind of ABC correction, some kind of symmetrical triangle, horizontal or whatever, your compression pattern where you build up a level of resistance and support, and then you hold that and go. So again, if you are looking for a confirmation statement or a re-entry point, if you've took profit off the table here for Bitcoin, Bitcoin, which I completely understand, then just wait for the green line to close out multiple times, more than 1, 2 would be absolutely amazing. Get our ass back above that MA, and that's where the parabolic stage begins. And I'm looking for a big vertical in this chart, and I think, you know, if we can sort of just measure the historical data here, we could say, okay, within this time frame here, by July, we could be having some kind of big vertical blow off top here for Bitcoin. So again, you know, if Bitcoin doubles from this level of resistance here, this consolidation level 3, which is typically where we do start to see, you know, these stock prices, and in this case Bitcoin, from the parabolic curve, the base 3, which I've shown you in a previous video right there in the channel labeled parabolic move for Bitcoin. From level 3, this is where we do see the, you know, the stock price, in this case Bitcoin, typically double. Then we should be up here around about 90k, you know, with ease relatively soon right there. So I wish everyone the utmost luck, but I do think going forward there will be a big crash of Bitcoin, obviously, because what goes up must come down. But I've tried my hardest to try and identify at the time, you know. But at the minute, I just wish everyone luck. We've done incredibly well in this journey so far, and you know, long may it continue. So I'm just relying on the data right here. Obviously, the bearish scenarios, if we break down from this point, we begin to create bearish structure, lower highs, double tops, you know, head and shoulders, so on and so forth. Then I relay that message to you. But so far, so good. Just respecting the data, could be on the cusp of a major parabolic move here for Bitcoin, and I'm looking across the board at the perfect setups in so many charts until I'm not, basically. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with the channel. Thank you, you know, for, you know, your kind comments, your liking the videos, and your subscription on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed that content. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.